And welcome back to Monster Minis. Today I'm going to be painting a P-48C Pelican fighter bomber from the Allied U.S. Marine Corps faction in DUS 1947. This aircraft is in 1:48 scale, capable of being equipped with either heavy bombs or rocket pods. I actually removed this model from its packaging and have played several games with it. Any of you out there that play miniatures games know that painted models perform much better on the battlefield. Admittedly, I don't do a lot of aircraft, so this is going to be a departure from my standard style, but I was looking forward to the opportunity. It's just the natural order of operations that are required to do the cockpit of any aircraft model before you do the actual paint job. It feels out of order to me. I'd rather do the paint job and then do the cockpit, but I know this is how you have to do it. I'm going to use Ammo's Dio dry brush paint in gunmetal to dry brush the cockpit. The gauges and buttons in the cockpit will be painted with Ammo's metallic silver. This is a base coat for an upcoming technique, using Citadel's technical paints in Soulstone blue and Spirit Stone red. The trick with these is really the base coat. So to get the most out of these technical paints, you want to base coat whatever it is you want to shine, be it a gem or a gauge or a button, with a base coat color that's going to help it perform. In this instance, I'm going to base coat them with silver because I want them to shine like a control panel. In some cases, it's cool to base coat them with a gold. It really depends on the effect that you're looking for out of the technical paint. I really wanted this crisp, clean, silver gauge look with a couple lights on the control panel of the cockpit. I really like the look of the box art on this, which of course I don't have to show you, but I wanted to replicate that appearance, so I decided to go with Ammo's matte aluminum on the bottom half of the aircraft. I really like this metallic range from Ammo. I really feel like it has good coverage, it has good pigment, and this really does look like matte aluminum once it dries. The camouflage scheme is going to be a sky blue. To achieve the color, I'm going to be using a couple different blues out of P3's line. The first is going to be Caspian blue. That'll be highlighted with Rune Shot, and then further highlighted with Voltaic blue. Step one will be to take the Caspian blue and just block in as much of this deep blue color as I can, making sure to only spray really from the top down. I wanted to preserve the bottom half being that aluminum color, but it didn't really matter if there was a little bit of overlap. This was designed to be more of a field applied camouflage versus something that came out of the factory. So I imagine that it was delivered to the field units with the aluminum and then painted in the field. Once the Caspian blue was blocked in, I came in and picked out all of the raised areas and highlighted them with the next color in the range. The goal here was to just build up highlights, and I really wanted it to look comic booky. This is a fairly comic booky looking aircraft, and I wanted to really punch up the highlights and the contrast. So I picked out the wingtips and the rudders and the ailerons to give them the highlight and leave the deepest color more on the middle section of the panels. Now, one more bright highlight across the length of these engine supports. After the blue camouflage was complete, I hit it off camera with a coat of gloss varnish. Model comes with a single pilot. I'm going to paint him black and then highlight him top down with a white. He's going to be tough to see under the canopy anyway, so figured just go with some colors that would be easy to identify. from P3's range, going to be using Retribution White and Moro White to paint the accents on the engines and on the rudders. For the white accents, I went ahead and painted the white all the way around the engines and on the nose, so that it was white on the top and the bottom, covering the aluminum. But I thought that it looked cool having the accent be on the top and the bottom. And yes, I did try to highlight white with white on the top of the rudder. You can't really see it, but I know it's there. I'm going to be using Amo's two-step decal solution, using Decal Set and Decal Fix to apply the decals on this model. The kit didn't come with any decals, but luckily I have a P-47 Thunderbolt kit that I have pillaged for spare parts through the years, and its decal sheet was not safe for my predations either. So that decal sheet was appropriated for this model, along with a couple other decals from leftover projects. I ended up putting quite a few decals on the model, but later discovered that I didn't have the camera rolling for a lot of them, so you get to see one. I'm still struggling with the Amo decal solution, leaving a mess on my finished model. I feel like it doesn't matter how much gloss varnish I hit this thing with, the decal solution still comes in and messes up the paint job. So if you've had success with the Amo decal set and fix solution, please let me know in the comments what I'm doing wrong. I ended up chipping it a little more heavily than I really wanted to because of the mess that the decal solution left behind. But I think it looked good in the end. We're going to be using Amo's Enamel Black Wash for the pin wash on this. I was really happy with the camouflage and the vibrance of the color, the vibrancy of the color, the saturation. It looked great. I didn't want to do my standard just wash the whole model down because I thought it was going to kill a lot of the brilliance of it. I don't have the same desire with an aircraft model to make it dirty like I would with an armored vehicle or a tank. So I really took care to really do a pin wash here. If I could get the pin wash to really flow through all these panel lines and rivets, it would add the depth that would just sell this look. And it would go from looking comic booky to an actual aircraft. Once the pin wash was on, I moistened a brush with thinner and then came in and wiped away all the excess, taking care to wipe in the direction of flight to help make it look like streaking and dirt. Using Amo's streaking grime to simulate spilled fuel at the fuel fillers. I also heavily chipped this area because I figured this is where the pilot routinely boarded the aircraft and also where the technicians were always up here working, loading it with fuel and ammunition. The sextuple 50 cal in the nose was painted black and then dry brushed with Amo's Dio dry brush paint in gunmetal to give it that look. Got out an oldie but goodie here. Tamiya's Weathering Master makeup palette, specifically the soot color, looks fantastic when applied around machine guns like this. And here is the finished model. Thank you so much for watching. Got a lot of fun projects teed up for 2026, so stay tuned for some more fun builds.